Hello and welcome to HMG Network, broadcasting from the Greater Washington Metropolitan. I'm Freeman Singirankabo, and this is the breaking news. Today is a sad day in Rwanda. A very, very sad day. The government of Rwanda is cracking down and arresting members of the press from various media houses, accusing them of disobeying the stay-at-home policy aimed at stopping the coronavirus COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, within these past few days, 6 journalists from 5 media houses have been arrested under those same trumped-up charges. And these journalists are Theonest Nsengimana from Umubavu TV, Ivan Mugisha from the East African, John Gahamanyi from the New Times Rwanda, Sol Butera from Bloomberg, Valentin Muhirwa from Afrimax TV, David Birengiro from Afrimax TV. We also have today 2 more journalists added to the list from Ishema TV Media House. And these are Chuma Diedone Niyonsenga and Fidel Komezusenge. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuma Diedone Niyonsenga is one of the senior reporter and journalist from Ishema TV Media House. He is one of the reporters who firstly broke the news of the death of Kizito Mihigo when he was being buried, when it was the viewing time. He reported of the wounds of which were showing on his face. For those of you who don't know, Kizito Mihigo was a Rwandan artist who was assassinated this past February 2020. And he was allegedly reported that he committed suicide by the police. So Chuma, he was the first journalist to break down the story of rapes by the Rwandan Defense Forces during this COVID-19. He worked on the story and reported it. He also reported on the destructions of Rwandan citizens' home during this COVID-19 by the Rwandan government. The stories that you would never hear in the Rwandan sanctioned newspaper or television. His outlet has been speaking on behalf of the people, just like these other journalists also, who have been arrested. Ladies and gentlemen, journalism, communication is one of the essential pillars of any country and any democratic country. Journalism and the freedom of press, these are the rights guaranteed under the Constitution of Rwanda and the Constitution of many countries as well. Rwandan government has managed to suspend freedom of press and the Constitution of Rwanda using COVID-19 as a means or as a pretext of that. It doesn't recognize any individuals or organization speaking a narrative contrary to what's being sanctioned right now. Hence these arrests that we are witnessing. If the press members have to go home, how are the people going to be communicated critical information that they need in order to behave and carry themselves appropriately as they deal with this COVID-19 crisis. Journalists, we play a critical role disseminating information. But the government right now does not want information that doesn't favor what's happening right now in the country to be reported out. That is the only reason why that they are stopping journalists. I want to remind you that in 1994, during this very, very month of April, many lives, innocent lives, were being killed and unreported because the government of Rwanda would not allow reporters to report this critical information that was needed for the world, at least to help some people. The genocide of Rwanda was committed with little to no journalists on the ground to report of that. Our brothers and sisters from the ethnic Tutsis were killed. There was a genocide against our brothers and sisters from the Tutsi tribe, which is what the United Nations has labeled the Rwandan genocide as, with politics on the side. If it wasn't for journalists, we would never have known the information that's being utilized today in the justice system. Transparency is necessary. We must hold the government accountable. We must hold every individual accountable for what they're doing. The Constitution of Rwanda must be reinstated. Freedom of press must be reinstated. Imagine the United States without CNN, without Fox News, without NBC, without ABC. And the only source of information is the White House, PBS, and NPR. Picture that. That's what's happening right now in Rwanda. Transparency is little to no transparency at all. And we want to say no, collectively. So we want to ask all of you journalists from all over the world to have solidarity with Rwandan journalists, with press members in Rwanda. They need your help right now. We need your help to put a word out. These deplorable conditions that they are being forced to be under are not acceptable. Their constitutional rights are being infringed upon them. Their freedom of press has been suspended by the government of Rwanda, and it is not acceptable. Not acceptable at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we must say no to evil when we see one. Please help run these people. Let's say never again, and let's mean it, never again. Thank you. And this is Freeman Singular and Couple with HMG News, broadcasting here in the greater Washington metropolitan. Please, please help us out here. You'll have a good one.